Hello and welcome back to the channel and another day of triathlon training. So today we obviously have some triathlon training which I will go through, but it also marks I think we're 4 weeks out now from my first ever triathlon, which if you hadn't seen some of my previous videos, my kind of overall goal is to complete a full distance triathlon, so like an Ironman distance, which I have booked in for July. But my coach, Harry Palmer, for those of you who don't know, he's basically said that it's a really good idea, which makes sense, to get a sort of test triathlon booked in. So you kind of, I've never done one before, so it kind of gives me a good indication as to what to expect with transitions and kind of what the whole sort of thing is going to feel like. So with that being said, I booked up a triathlon for the 23rd of May, which is a local one, which is a middle distance. So we're pretty much exactly 4 weeks out from that, which means that kind of the build phase, I suppose, of getting to that event is starting this week as of today. So I don't really know what that means too much. I'm not a coach. I presume it means that intensity kind of starts ramping up and gets you ready for the big day, and then you do a small taper, and so you're recovered for the day. So I'm going to expect some harder sessions, maybe some more sessions, but yeah, I'll keep you updated with kind of the sessions that are going on. So today, obviously being the first day of training, is actually not too bad. So we've got a swim, which I'm on the way to now, to the pool, and that is going to be, it's just about 2,400 meters of swimming, I think, with some drills, a bit of technique, and then just some aerobic swimming. And then after the swim today, we've got a bike session, which is just some aero drills on the TT bike, which is just getting me used to the sort of the position and being able to hold it. And then after that, it's not actually on my plan to do, but I think, well, my other half, Autumn, she's going to the gym. So I think I'm going to tag along with her. Probably not going to do anything too like heavy or extensive, but just run through some movements, a bit of stretching, and yeah, just kind of keep the muscles activated, I suppose. So that is going to be today's training. That is session completed. First thoughts straight off the bat, there was quite a few, not many, I don't want to sound horrible or like big-headed or like I'm super fast or whatever, but because I'm not fast, but there was quite a few slow people in the lane that I was in, and I went in the faster lane, and unfortunately I think because there's like a maximum capacity in the pool and only 3 lanes, some of the slower people probably had to jump into that lane, which meant that it was kind of hard to do any sort of efforts or go a little bit quicker. But I had a look after, and the overall pace wasn't so bad, but yeah, it just felt a little bit slower than usual, but that's not a bad thing because it did mean that I could really focus on my technique and my breathing and just getting comfortable in the water. So to be honest with you, not a bad thing at all. I won't really run through too many stats. It ended up, I basically completed the session, so it was 2,400 meters, 48 minutes. I'll put all the things up here as usual. Average pace was 151 per 100 yards. It's usually like 144, 155, so yeah, a little bit slower, but not too bad, to be honest. And yeah, overall, to be honest, it felt quite good. I'm definitely starting to feel more comfortable in the water, and just being sort of horizontal and kind of all of that. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Gonna go home now, get some food. I'll get some lunch, and then it's bike session. can you come and do it? I've just got onto the bike ready for today's workout. Basically, as I mentioned earlier, it's all just easy zone 1 to 2 work. So no efforts as such, but it's working on holding a strong aero position. So basically it's in total going to be like, I think it's just over an hour and 5 minutes. But with 3 by 12 minutes holding aero, and then within that there's some like aggressive aero, moderate, and then relaxed aero. Usually, if you had seen some of my other videos, you'd know that I tend to use Zwift, I suppose ride my indoor trainer in my little bathroom, but it's really hard to put a camera in there and kind of show you my position. So I decided to do it out here for 2 reasons. One, so I can not only show you my position, but also so I can actually review the footage and look at my position myself to see kind of where my aggressive aero, or just my moderate aero and relaxed aero, but just kind of in general where my position is. Sorry if this is a little bit loud. I've got about 3 or 4 minutes left of my cool down, but that is session complete. 2 things to note from this session. One, every time I ride my bike outdoors, my seat post drops. I don't want to over tighten the bolt because it's obviously carbon. I've tried carbon paste, that doesn't work. So if anyone has any suggestions of ways to keep their seat from dropping, please let me know. It's really starting to irritate me to the point where I either feel like drilling it or gluing it, or I don't know, something, but it's really frustrating. Second thing, closely related to being outside, I actually find it much easier to hold aero outdoors than I do indoors, which I've come to realise today because I did a lot of outdoor riding last week and none indoors, and coming back in here definitely feels different. So far I'm 22 miles in, found a little group that I'm kind of riding with, riding at about 180, 175 watts, nice and easy, zone 1, 2 like I said, and feeling good. Got the session done, now time to get some dinner, refuel a little bit, and then to the gym. So I shall see you for the 3rd and final session of today's training.
by Will Rubin.